this is Sophie Lawson from sophielawson.com, and I've just finished day 5 of Inktober, which is a 31-day art challenge where you're only allowed to use inks. And I thought it might be quite fun to do a little video. And in this first one I'm just going to look at the tools I've been using, some of the things I've learnt. I've got a little tip on how to turn any photograph into a really good like black and white line art styled reference photo, and that's going to be in Photoshop. I'll do that in a minute. Look at the tools, and I'm also going to quickly flick through the drawings I've done and also some of the artists that I found, because one of the good things, or one of the best things about Inktober so far has been the amount of amazing artists I've discovered. So I'm going to show some of their work on this video as well. I thought I'd start with the tools. So for the sketchbook, I purchased, before the challenge, I purchased 2 little books. They're only like A6, so they're very small, and they're by Royal Talons, and I felt like they'd be a good size to do Inktober because it's not too big and you don't want to be spending too long each day because you've got to be realistic. So that's what I'm doing in little sketchbooks like that. The tools I'm using is, I'm using a makeup brush to get rid of eraser, because I've noticed I've been erasing quite a lot. I'm using my trusty eraser, the mono eraser. I love this. I've got my mechanical pencil, which is a Pentel. I'm using a 2B lead because that's my favourite lead for like sketching and stuff. So that's what I'm doing the pencil lines with. And then I'm using that one, which is a Strat-Lamars. It's a thicker one, and I'm using that for like the gesture. So when I'm trying to get the first bit down, and then I'm going on over the top with this one. And once I like the way it looks, well, I'm also using this mono eraser pen, which is my favourite. That's my favourite art tool, and it's just a little eraser. I've actually done a video on this, but I'm going to do another video on this because I've learnt quite a lot since I did that first video. And this has been really good for this, because with the inking, when you're erasing, it's really good. It's really good if you've got a, like when you finish the ink, you've got a load of pencils. It's really good for going in and getting rid of the pencils without actually having to go over the ink. Whereas with this, you've got not as much control. So that's been really quite a good tool actually for Inktober. And then I thought I was going to be using this Tombow Calligraphy Pen, but what I've actually found is I've only used this pen so far, and I'm very new to line art and using inks. I've not really used inks before, and so this is the one I've settled with. It's the Derwent Graphics Line Marker 0.1, and it's got a nice thin little point. I've just found it really good for like doing the details and stuff. And yeah, it's a really nice pen, and I bought that in like a little packet. I bought this at the same time I bought the sketchbooks, because I've not got much inking stuff. And you've got a 0.3 and 0.5, but I haven't used those yet. But I like the little package it came in as well. It's quite sexy. So that's all I've been using. It's very limited tools, and it's worked quite well so far. And I was trying to limit it because I didn't want to get overwhelmed, because like I say, I didn't know what I'm doing with inks. So I didn't want to be having to try to learn too many tools at the same time. So what I've been doing is each day I've done 2 little drawings, and I started out and I thought I was going to be using colour. So on day 1 I was just playing around with like different things, trying to work out what I was going to do each day. And this is Chie from the video game Persona 4, and with this one I used Copic markers to do the colouring, but I soon felt like I wanted to focus just on inks. This is another Chie. I was trying to turn little Sophie, my character, into Chie, but that was quite hard actually. but once I'd done that, I realised I didn't want to be using colour. So what I actually did was, each day I've been doing two things. One is I've been drawing a video game character using the thing I'll show later, where I turn a reference photo into like a stylised sort of inking, and then all I'm doing is just copying that reference photo. And the reason I'm doing that is because it allows me to sort of practice how to work with the inks. But I'm also turning other artists' drawings into Lil Sophie, and this is good because it's completely different in that whereas like doing whereas just copying a photo like that requires like focus and it's almost like realistic pencil drawing, but this one is a lot more freer. So there's a nice balance between sort of like the focus that you need with that and the freedom you get with this. So this first one, which was on day one, it's from a book called Framed Ink by Mateu-Mestre. I don't know how to say names. And if I show the sketch in the book, what I do is I put an image on the screen showing the two side by side, my little Sophie and the character, but that's the character there in the book, is on page 101. I haven't read that book yet, I've just flipped through it for the images, but what I've seen, the images look nice. So this first one is, I put an image on screen now of the two side by side, and this was when I realised that I really enjoyed turning other artists' work into Lil Sophie. And what I'd do is, because each of these artists actually has, they're all on Instagram. So this artist, Marcos Mateo, you can find him at that there on Instagram. I'll put links in the show notes and stuff. But his work is just amazing. It's like really amazing. I especially like his female characters, like this one. He's got a lot of style about him. So I really like his work. So that was the first one, and then the first video game character I did was Chie from Persona 4, and Chie is actually my favourite video game character of all time. It's quite funny because even over the 5 days I can already see a little bit of an improvement in my line quality. That's day 1 and it's quite sketchy. If you jump to day 5, things are getting a lot more crisper. So this is what I love about art challenges, is you sort of visually see yourself getting better, even though you don't know what you're doing half the time. This second one is from Miles Johnston, and again I was copying one of his pieces of art, and I put an image side by side with his work, and I really like this one, but this one you can see again, this is on day 2, and I didn't really know how to do the shading, so that's something I'm struggling with, is how do you do shading with just inks? It seems quite challenging, that. And then if we go onto his little Instagram, his work is very strange, but I like it. It's very dreamy, and because I love lucid dreams, I almost wonder whether he is actually drawing things he's seeing in dreams, because it's almost like other dimensions and stuff. His work has got a very strange feeling about it, but it's very nice work. So that's Miles Johnston. I'll put links in the show notes. The second little video game character I did was Yukiko, again from Persona 4, and I like her. I think she's got a nice little cuteness about her, which is quite fun, and I really enjoyed doing that one. And then on day 3, this is another video game character from Persona 4. This is Rise, one of my favourites, and I really liked doing this one. This is the one when I started experimenting with the Photoshop filter, because it's really good. I'll show you in a minute. You can just really go crazy with that, and it just helps me focus on just drawing instead of trying to find images and stuff. So that was day 3, the video game character, and then the artist's work that I copied was actually, she was called Mingju Helen Chen. Mingju Helen Chen. And I put another image side by side, and again I really enjoyed this one. And if you look at like the hat, I started experimenting with different like dotty effect. I don't know what they call it, but that dotty effect. And yeah, what I like is, I like doing that, like the hair. I do that all the time in realistic pencil drawings, and I didn't realise that I'd be able to do that with fine liners. So that's something I've been enjoying, is how some of the skills I've got from realistic pencil drawings, they're actually coming into these like inks. That's quite fun. And then if you look at her website, I mean, her images are just amazing. I just love the feel of her drawings. And like all these artists I'm now following, and I just love that when the challenge is over, I'm still going to be able to see like some of the work they're doing. I just really like it. So that was day 3, and then day 4 I did another Persona 4 character. This one's Nanako Dojima. I love Nanako as well. This is, you can see when I'm erasing, I keep smudging because I keep erasing too soon. So I've got to try to stop erasing too soon. But I get excited, I want to see what it looks like. So that was Nanako. I quite like that one. And then this one was the artist's image that I turned, and it was Genevieve FT, who you can find on Instagram at Genevieve FT. I'll put a link in the show notes again. And I'll put a side by side image, and this one I really liked doing this one. But I think I'm not sure, but I think maybe I pushed her bum out a bit too much. And also the left side, I don't know, I feel like I'd like to put a bit more curviness on it. But that was a fun one, and again, I really enjoyed doing that with the hair. You can see where I've gone too dark with the pencils. I'm just learning all the time. I've got to stop going dark with the pencils. So that was day 4, and if we look at some of her work is, again, it's just really nice. I like the gestureness and the feel and the flow of it. Like that, this is the sort of work I'd like to be doing one day, is like little Sophie characters, capturing that sort of feel. So I really like her work as well, and she seems pretty cool. She seems like a really cool person. So again, it's going to be nice to see what these artists do over the next few years. But these little characters have got just so much character about them. They're really fun. So that was day 4, and then this is today. It was day 5. This is another Persona 4 character. It's Naoto, who's actually kind of like a transgender character. So she's quite cool actually. And I really enjoyed doing this one, like all the detailing. I just find it really fun, and it's one of those things that when you're doing it, the time disappears, and I'd never realised that inking was going to be like this. So I'm really enjoying doing inking. And the final one that I did of Little Sophie was of the art from the artist Cameron Stewart, and again I'll put a link in the show notes to his work. And if we look at them side by side, this is the one I changed the most, because I changed Little Sophie's arms so that they're more outstretched, because it just didn't feel right when I did it the way he did it. So this is the only one where I really changed it a lot more, I think. And again, love doing the hair. I like a little outfit. And I kind of like that one. And I think that's it. So that's all the images I've done so far for Inktober. If you look at some of Cameron's art, again, his characters have just got something about them. This is amazing. You know, when you look at people and you just think, I hope one day I can be that good. I just love this. And it's just amazing how many amazing artists there are. Look at the details in that. Beautiful. So, if I can get out of this, if I go over to Photoshop, I'll show you how to do this thing. So, in Photoshop, all I've been doing is, I'll find an image that I like, and this is Faith from Mirror's Edge. And if I go into Filter, over to Filter Gallery, if you go into the Sketch one, and then go down to the note paper, it turns it into like that. So it turns it into like, it almost turns it into like a cell shady feel. But if you go over to here and turn, what I found is to turn the graininess right down, turn the relief right down, and then play around with this top one, which is the image balance. You can get like lots of different effects. So you might like it like that, or you might like it like that, and it all gives a different feel. I kind of like that, but I think if I would do that. So put it wherever you think it's good, then go up to Image, Adjustments, change it to black and white, and then if you go over to Levels, move that white one there, move that down a bit, it makes it pure white, and then you move that one over to the right, it makes it darker, and then you get like a really nice, like a really nice image. If you print that out, it makes for quite a fun image to copy with the inks. So that's what I've been doing, and that's basically my first 5 days of Inktober 2018. I think my favourite image, I like that one of Vise. I just love doing Little Sophie. So, and I think what I was thinking for next week, for the next 7 days, I'm either going to do 7 more video game characters, or I'm going to do some Thundercats characters. Because I love Thundercats, and I think Thundercats would look really good, like turning them into images like this. And that's basically it. So that's the first 5 days of Inktober 2018. I'll be back next week with another video talking about some things I've learnt, new artists that I found and stuff like that. And if you're playing along with Inktober, leave a message in the comments. I'd love to follow you on Instagram, because I'm really enjoying just seeing everyone's work.